And that's why I'm stealing his legacy.
Lima is the best welterweight in the world right now.
This division is stacked. I'm happy to be on top of it. With all this free agency, people definitely forget what I've been doing here this whole time.
We knew he had one-shot knockout power. He proved it yet again in this fight.
I'm coming in there to knock Lima's head off. This is my home now, and I'm gonna get real comfortable and walk away with this belt.
These guys are just killers. This is gonna be the fight of the night. Michael Chandler just got that power and charisma and raw fighting style.
Michael Chandler sits atop a lightweight world.
But Primus is a guy you don't want to underestimate because you don't see a lot of film on him.
Brent Primus, 7-0, but he is stepping up in class, to say the least.
You can't be perfect.
If you're looking past me, you're gonna have a long night.
Brent Primus is a young, tough guy. He's undefeated. He was where I was when I came in out of nowhere and I dethroned Eddie Alvarez.
And we have a new champion.
I'm undefeated for a reason. I'm gonna go out there and shock everybody. I'm gonna go in there and show them, you know, I'm either walking out of that cage with that belt, or I'm walking out on a stretcher, bloody and conscious.
When I'm out there fighting, I will fight till I can't fight anymore, until I literally pass out, until there's no air left in my lungs. And I've proven that time and time again that I'm coming out there for the finish. You might as well call it the Michael Chandler Show.
June 24th at Madison Square Garden, Bellator's biggest night in history.
We're coming into Madison Square Garden to set history.
I don't like Wanderlei Silva, and he does not like me.
Fedor Emelianenko is gonna have his hands full for as long as he's awake.
I don't care who is in front of me. I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna maintain my belt.
Douglas Lima had his time, but this is my time to show Bellator what I'm made of.
I expect to go out there and finish, and I expect to go out there and be dominant as I always am.
This is by far the biggest fight card in the history of Bellator.
Here's what you have to understand. This is the fight I have been after.
He don't respect nothing. He don't respect nobody. Not gonna shut up his mouth.
I've heard Wanderlei talk about me, and it sounded like garble, garble, garble. And I tell Wanderlei all the time, it's garble, 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 Mr. Sonnen.
This is something that goes way beyond, oh, I don't like this guy. They hate each other. That's the difference.
There's a history there. There's a little bad blood there.
We have the problem in Brazil.
He decides to jump me in front of my wife.
He's a fool when he talk like that.
The next time I see Wanderlei Silva, I will put an end to Wanderlei Silva.
Fedor Emelianenko is the greatest heavyweight in MMA history. He leans into every shot. Every throw is big. Every takedown is huge. Every submission is brutal and finishing and punishing.
Yeah, Fedor's gonna get knocked out. That's what's going to happen.
Matt realizes that he needs that marquee victory to take his career to the next level.
And it's over.
That's what I do, brother. Punch people in the face for it. I understand he's a legend. I understand what he's doing. I understand what he's done in his career. And that's why I'm stealing his legacy.
Lima is the best welterweight in the world right now.
This division is stacked. I'm happy to be on top of it. With all this free agency, people definitely forget what I've been doing here this whole time.
We knew he had one-shot knockout power. He proved it yet again in this fight.
I'm coming in there to knock Lima's head off. This is my home now, and I'm gonna get real comfortable and walk away with this belt.
These guys are just killers. This is gonna be the fight of the night. Michael Chandler just got that power and charisma and raw fighting style.
Michael Chandler sits atop a lightweight world.
But Primus is a guy you don't want to underestimate because you don't see a lot of film on him.
Brent Primus, 7-0, but he is stepping up in class, to say the least.
You can't be perfect.
If you're looking past me, you're gonna have a long night.
Brent Primus is a young, tough guy. He's undefeated. He was where I was when I came in out of nowhere and I dethroned Eddie Alvarez.
And we have a new champion.
I'm undefeated for a reason. I'm gonna go out there and shock everybody. I'm gonna go in there and show them, you know, I'm either walking out of that cage with that belt, or I'm walking out on a stretcher, bloody and conscious.
When I'm out there fighting, I will fight till I can't fight anymore, until I literally pass out, until there's no air left in my lungs. And I've proven that time and time again that I'm coming out there for the finish. You might as well call it the Michael Chandler Show.
June 24th at Madison Square Garden, Bellator's biggest night in history.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to officially welcome you to the theater here at Madison Square Garden as we get set for the public weigh-ins for Bellator NYC and Bellator 180 tomorrow at Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. Your doors will open up at 5:30 p.m. First fights on Bellator.com, the prelims at 6 p.m. live. And then 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Central, we will go live and free with Bellator 180 on Spike. 2 hours later, 10 o'clock on the East Coast, live at 7 p.m. on the West Coast. Bellator NYC goes live on pay-per-view. Ticket information, if you don't have it already, at the box office here at the Garden, or you can get them at Ticketmaster.com, or for information about where to pick up tickets, everything you need to know at Bellator.com. We're streaming today's weigh-ins live. We welcome all of you joining us from around the world, certainly from around the country, to here, New York City, downtown, our New York debut for Bellator MMA. We welcome you here as we get set for 180 and Bellator NYC. Anchoring Bellator 180 live and free on Spike, as you well know, the light heavyweight world title fight. The champion making his first defense, Mr. Wonderful Phil Davis, takes on the Bellator newcomer, but one of the best light heavyweights in the world today, Ryan Darth Bader, in his Bellator debut. 5-minute rounds, the light heavyweight world title. Right after that, we'll immediately go live on pay-per-view for Bellator NYC, the long-awaited debut of Aaron Pico. 2 world title fights in the lightweight division. Chandler Primus, the welterweight strap. Lima versus the Bellator debut of Lorenz Larkin. And, of course, double main event. We'll settle the feud in the second main event. But first up, one of the best ever, certainly the best heavyweight ever, Fedor takes on Mr. Matt Mitrione, and then the feud will get settled. The American Gangster, Chael Sonnen, the Axe Murderer, is back. Vanderlei Silva in the night's second main event. It's all sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission. We thank them for all of their support, both today and, of course, tomorrow during the event. I'm Bellator Cage announcer Michael Williams, joining me as always on stage for the weigh-ins, and of course tomorrow night inside the cage, the lovely ladies from Bellator MMA, Mercedes and Lindsay. Out here with us momentarily, the president, the man in charge of it all, the man that brought Bellator to New York, Mr. Scott Coker. And we'll get the fighters on the scale just momentarily, but first, we talked about a raffle for all the Bellator Nation fans, and we had those first 2 raffle prizes to give away. The grand prize will be given away just a little bit later today. The grand prize, 2 cage-side seats to tomorrow night's Bellator NYC. But we'll give away the first of our raffle prizes now. It's a gift bag, official merchandise for Bellator NYC. And the winners, please join us right here up to the stage. It'll be your right side, my left side, your right side of the stage. First winner, Aaron Lichtman. Aaron, come on up. You are the winner. Official merchandise for Bellator NYC in the gift bag. And our second winner, autographed Bellator NYC poster, the winner, Rob Webster. Rob Webster, if you please join us right up here to the right side of the stage. Again, for those joining us around the world, we welcome you to New York City here at the theater at Madison Square Garden. It is now time to put the fighters for Bellator 180, the prelims, and Bellator NYC on the stage here at the theater. To do so, as always, one half of the broadcast team for Bellator MMA. Please welcome Mr. Jimmy Smith.
Thank you so much. We start off with our preliminary fights. A catchweight, 169 pounds. It's John Salgado versus Hugh McKenna versus scale. Fighting out of Brooklyn, New York. Please welcome John Salgado. How you doing, boss? What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Long time, yeah, I know you missed me. 168.2 for John Salgado. Right on your mark, buddy. And his opponent fighting out of New York, New York. Please welcome Hugh McKenna. $168.8 for Hugh McKenna. here, brother. Two New Yorkers kicking it off for us. John Salgado versus Hugh McKenna. Give it up for him. Next up, a catchweight fight, 138 pounds. It's Sergio da Silva versus Matt Rizzo. First to scale from Queens, New York. Please welcome Sergio da Silva. What's up, Sergio? How you doing, bro? 137.6 for Sergio da Silva. Jimmy. Good to see you, brother. Thank you. And his opponent, fighting out of Levittown, Pennsylvania, please welcome Matt Rizzo. Pro record of 9-2, 7 wins by submission. $133.6 for Matt Rizzo. Let's give it up for him. Sergio da Silva versus Matt Rizzo, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, two fighters in the lightweight division, 155 pounds. It's Jerome Mickey versus Anthony Giacchina. First to the scale, fighting out of Bronx, New York. Please welcome Jerome Mickey. Oh, Mickey. Sorry. I just corrected myself. 155.8 for Jerome Mickle. Looked like an eye up here. Not my fault. And his opponent, fighting out of Selden, New York. Please welcome Anthony Giacchina. Record of 1-1. That one win by decision. $157.4 for Anthony Giacchina. Let's give it up for him. Jerome Mickle versus Anthony Giacchina. Next up, our two fighters you should all give a hand to. Spike and Bellator vow a fight. Veterans Operation Wellness supports a continued health and wellness for our nation's heroes. Let's give it up for two vets, Nate Greb versus Brad Desir. First to the scale, fighting out of Baltimore, Maryland, Nate Greb. Record of 3-1, 2 wins by submission. $155.4 for Nate Greb. And his opponent out of Hunts Point, Bronx, New York. Please welcome Brad Desir. Record of 9-5, 7 wins by knockout, 3 by submission. That doesn't make sense. 160.6 for Brad Desir. Let's give it up for our vow veterans, Nate Greb versus Brad Desir. Our next fight in the welterweight division, 170 pounds, it's Haim Ghazali versus Ryan Couture. First to the scale, fighting out of Bat Yam, Israel. Please welcome Haim Ghazali. A record of 7-3, 1 win by knockout, 6 by submission. $169.2 for Haim Ghazali. How'd I do with the name, all right? And his opponent, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Please welcome Ryan Couture. A record of 10-5, 1 win by knockout, 6 by submission. 168.8 for Ryan Couture. Haim Kosali versus Ryan Couture. Give him a big hand. We now begin with the televised portion of Spike 180. Of course, check us out on Spike TV. We start out in the women's flyweight division, 125 pounds. Alice Yager versus Heather Hardy versus the scale, fighting out of Fort Worth, Texas. Please welcome Alice Yager. I know, it's so tough. I know, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Go ahead. 125.6 for Alice Yager. And her opponent, fighting out of Brooklyn, New York. Please welcome Heather Hardy. Undefeated as a boxer, making her MMA debut. 125.2 for Heather Hardy. They'll kick off the TV portion of our show. Alice Yager versus Heather Hardy. Next up, the featherweights, 145. Chinzo Machida versus James Gallagher. First to the scale, all the way from Brazil. Please welcome Chinzo Machida. Record of 5-2, 4 wins by knockout. $146 on the dot for Chinzo Machida. And his opponent, all the way from Strabane, Northern Ireland, please welcome James Gallagher. Undefeated at 6-0, 5 wins by submission. $144.4 for James Gallagher. Two guys who are ready to go. Chinzo Machida versus James Gallagher, ladies and gentlemen. James. Good stuff, brother. I'll see you there, man. Next up, the welterweights, 170 pounds. It's Dave Marfoni versus Naaman Gracie. Please welcome from Utica, New York. Please welcome Dave Marfone. Record of 5-2, 3 wins by knockout, 1 by submission. $170.4 for Dave Marfone. And his opponent, all the way from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, please welcome Naaman Gracie. Record of 5-0, 4 wins by submission. $170.4 for Naaman Gracie. Let's give it up for him. Dave Marfone versus Naaman Gracie.
And for our main event of Bellator 180, two of the best light heavyweights on the planet are ready to collide in a long-awaited rematch. This time, Bellator Gold is on the line. Check it out.
I think I got a switch. I got a switch in me. I look at a guy that's trying to take away the food from my plate.
I mean, if nobody else is going to volunteer for it, it's me. I am the best light heavyweight in Bellator.
Oh my God! Never in down. Man, I don't even know what just happened.
You knocked him out.
Is that what happened?
You know, when I get a guy in a tough position, I want them to wonder, what about this looked cool when I saw it on TV?
Man, he's going hard for that Kimura. This guy is dangerous everywhere.
Phil Davis didn't just take that belt, he ripped it from the waist of Liam McGeary. That's why he has it.
The new light heavyweight world champion.
It's the cherry on top of your career. If you're the champion, you know, you're the best. You're the best in the entire world.
You're looking at the next light heavyweight champion right now because it's right here. I could be in grandma's basement or in Madison Square Garden. I'm gonna go out there to whoop your ass. That's it.
Ryan Bader, what he wants to do is come in and immediately be the man.
I've got a target on my back. You know, I'm coming over as the top 5 guy. A lot of people, they're gonna realize once they get in that cage with me, it's a different level.
Phil Davis lost to Ryan Bader the first time they fought. He wants that win back. This time, he's the champion.
In order to cultivate a tough mindset, it's a matter of being able to lose and getting up the next morning, coming in, facing the same guy again and saying, I'm gonna win. I'm ready to overwhelm him. I'm ready to get in his head and beat him from the inside out.
I gotta beat him down. I gotta crush him. I gotta take his soul. I just gotta mentally break him out there.
I don't have 5 rounds for this fight. You're gonna get one of 2 things. You're gonna get a knockout or you're gonna get a submission.
I'm here to wreck shop. I'm gonna put my stamp on this division. I'm gonna get that belt and I'm gonna retire with that belt.
I'm ready to overwhelm him and then I'm gonna break him physically. I won't allow it to be any other way. I will not allow it to be any other way.
Now let's bring him up for the light heavyweight world title. It's Ryan Bader versus Phil Davis. First, the challenger, fighting out of Tempe, Arizona. Please welcome Ryan Darth Bader. Record of 22-5, 8 wins by knockout, 4 by submission. .204.4 for Ryan Darth Bader.
Right here, brother. You get a question from me. There we go.
Ryan, a lot of times they say in a rematch, the winner fights the same fight twice. You said that's not the case. I've had a lot of new weapons. What are you going to show the fans tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'm a totally different fighter. I'm looking to come in here, you know, and represent myself, represent Bellator, win that belt in Madison Square Garden, and do it for myself, do it for my fans, do it for my family. So I'm ready.
And his opponent, the Bellator light heavyweight world champion, Mr. Wonderful Phil Davis. Record of 17-3, 3 wins by knockout, 5 by submission. .204.8 for Phil Davis. Phil, the last time you met Ryan Bader, you were a fighter. Now you're a champion. How does that change things to you?
Oh, it changes everything. I have all my fans, everybody behind me. I got this organization to support me. I'm the champion for a reason. I'm not giving that bad boy up.
It's going to be a great fight for light heavyweight gold, the rematch. Ryan Darth Bader versus the champion, Phil, Mr. Wonderful Davis. Before we move on to the pay-per-view portion of our show, I'm going to bring out Michael C. Williams to give out another Bellator NYC prize. Here he is.
Jimmy Smith, thank you very much. Hey, for those that might just be joining us here inside the theater at Madison Square Garden, we welcome you. For those that are joining us online around the country and around the world, we welcome you as well if you've joined us late. Bellator 180 and the prelim weigh-ins are now in the books. We'll move next to the weigh-ins for Bellator NYC. But first, in our giveaway for the raffle tonight, for those who didn't register, our grand prize, 2 cage-side seats to come down and see us right next to the cage for Bellator NYC. And the winner from the Bellator Nation, the winner, Brian Horan. Brian Horan. If you're with us, we hope you are. Come see us right down here, right side of the stage. 2 cage-side seats. It pays to be a member of the Bellator Nation. Thank you all for registering, and congratulations to Brian. Again, back to the weigh-ins here at the theater at Madison Square Garden now for the live on pay-per-view event, Bellator NYC. To put the fighters again on the scale, please welcome back again, Mr. Jimmy Smith.
Now on to the pay-per-view portion of our show. Douglas Lima stands atop Bellator's stacked welterweight division tonight. He welcomes the newcomer Lorenz Larkin, who has one thing in mind: becoming world champion.
I think I got a switch. I got a switch in me. I look at a guy that's trying to take away the food from my plate, preventing me from feeding my family. That's the way I think when I step there in the cage. And it just makes me, into an animal.
That kid's a beast.
That's the way that I do it, man. I just trying to go for the kill the whole time. My main goal right there is not only to win the fight, but to finish the guy.
Welcome to our top 10 knockouts.
When I see blood on my opponent, I target it.
Introducing the challenger.
It's electrifying, and it's addictive. I want my opponent to bleed that night.
I've been through a lot in this sport with the injuries.
Didn't have that dynamic athleticism we've seen him have.
I was in a dark place for a long time. It just made me a better fighter, hungrier fighter. It's good to get that belt back the way that I did it, with the KO.
He's a power puncher.
Look up there! It's over. Douglas Lima, through rehab, through hell to get back to this spot, has regained the welterweight world title.
Payback.
When the bell rings and I get to touch him for the first time, he's gonna realize that Lorenz Larkin is here, man. This fight is gonna be simple, man. I'm gonna come in there, I'm gonna do work, and Scott's gonna put that belt around my waist.
Welterweight World Championship.
Lorenz, the Monsoon Larkin, welterweight champion. Bellator's my home now. I'm planning on getting real comfortable.
I'm gonna finish Lorenz Larkin, and I'm gonna finish in a way that people are gonna be talking about it for a long time. As soon as the first punch lands, the first kick lands, he's gonna understand why people get timid when they fight me.
Knew this kid had power, he just proved it there.
I'm gonna make history. I'm gonna make history in that bell ring.
Oh my God! Man, that's brutal.
No one's stealing my dreams.
Two-time Bellator welterweight world champion, Douglas Lima.
I'm just trying to go for the kill the whole time. My main goal right there is not only to win the fight.
Let's get him out here for the welterweight world title. Lorenz Larkin versus Douglas Lima, first to the scale, fighting out of Riverside, California. Please welcome Lorenz, the Monsoon Larkin. Record of 18-5, 11 wins by knockout. $169.8 for Lorenz Larkin. You came to Bellator to fight big fights, to fight for the belt. Your first shot for the title at MSG on pay-per-view. Doesn't get a lot bigger than that, man. Boom. That's all you have to say about it? Love it, right over there. A man of few words. And now the champion, fighting out of Atlanta, Georgia. Please welcome Douglas, the Phenom Lima. Record of 28-6, 13 wins by knockout, 11 by submission. $170 on the dot for Douglas, the Phenom Lima. Douglas, you know the joy of winning the title. You know the pain of losing the title. Being the champ and having gone through that, how does that prepare you for a challenger like Lorenz Larkin?
You know, I just prepare like I did every time. I feel ready, feel healthy. Can't wait to put on the show tomorrow night.
They'll kick it off for the pay-per-view portion of our show. The welterweight world title on the line, Lorenz Larkin versus Douglas Lima. Next up, regarded as the hottest young prospect in MMA, Aaron Pico is ready and poised to make an immediate impact on Bellator's lightweight division.
I started wrestling when I was 4 years old. I remember my face would be beat up. I could barely walk. I'd be so sore, and I would tell myself, I really enjoy this. People look at me like I'm crazy, but I honestly really, really love it. And I always thought to myself, I want to be a fighter. I want to fight in the big arenas on pay-per-view. This is something that I've been looking forward to ever since I was little. I actually remember getting a phone call saying, yeah, you're going to be on June 24th, Madison Square Garden. That's crazy. That's big time. That's what I'm trying to do, is put on the best show for the fans all over the world. At the end of the day, I want them to be like, the fight that we thought was the best was Aaron Pico's fight. When I make my professional debut, you are going to see a knockout in the first round.
Let's get him out. The lightweights, 155, Zach Freeman versus Aaron Pico. First to scale, fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri. Please welcome Zach Freeman. Record of 8-2, 1 win by knockout, 5 by submission. $155.8 for Zach Freeman. Zach, you're the experienced pro, 10 professional fights. How do you welcome Aaron Pico to MMA tomorrow night?
Well, you know, there's no special video for me, I see, but none of that matters, guys. None of that matters. What matters is that I trained as hard as I could. I left everything I could back at my camp. I put everything I could into this, and you guys will see that tomorrow night, no doubt.
Love it, man. Great stuff, bro. Right on the blue over there for me. And his opponent, fighting out of Whittier, California, please welcome Aaron Pico. Making his MMA debut. $156 on the dot for Aaron Pico. Aaron, a lot of fighters making their pro debut, Madison Square Garden, would be a little nervous. You're excited about this opportunity. Tell the fans why.
Well, I'm going to keep it very simple. Bellator signed me for 2 reasons, and those reasons are to sell tickets and knock people out.
155, it's Zach Freeman versus Aaron Pico, ladies and gentlemen. Crazy Bob, how you doing, bro? Next up, Brent Primus, the young lion, takes aim at the belt held by one of the sport's most dominant lightweights, Michael Chandler.
2 jabs, go.
I like to be able to come forward like an Iron Mike Tyson and put hands on my opponents, put the fear of God in them. When you get into the sport of mixed martial arts, you want to do 3 things. You want to fight for world titles, you want to win world titles, and you want to fight at Madison Square Garden.
There's a very, very select few who have been able to compete in a combat sport, whether it be boxing or mixed martial arts, at Madison Square Garden, where icons like Ali and Frazier and Tyson, Holyfield, and we get to go out there and bleed where those guys bled. It really, really brings it to the next level, and I'm excited to go out there and do it.
Yeah, Michael's a beast, man, but I'm a bigger beast. This one guy is standing in the way of my whole life changing. It's crazy to think of where I came to be fighting at Madison Square Garden, for the lightweight world title. I grew up in Eugene, Oregon with my mom. She was single, she was a teenage parent. My dad was in prison my whole life. He was in prison before I was born. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it literally changed my life. When I get the rear naked choke, and there's not a ref there, then I have the potential to kill you.
And there's the tap!
And so it's kind of a cool feeling, for sure.
When I went out there and smashed Patricky Pitbull and folded him up like a lawn chair, the highlight of that fight was not the actual punch landed. It wasn't knocking his mustache halfway into the 4th row and into the Scott Trade Center. That punch was just a product of that feeling of being at home inside the cage that I had never felt before. And now I felt it with Benson Henderson.
I don't know if the fans at home understand the beating that Benson Henderson just took.
And I'm gonna feel it right in the middle of Madison Square Garden against Brent Primus. He's gonna run into a buzzsaw.
He's gonna look in my eyes and just see fire.
The winner by TKO.
When I get him hurt and that killer instinct kicks in, you were never gonna see a more ferocious, more dominant man to ever step into the cage.
I'm gonna say goodbye to my family, go in there and bite down on my mouthpiece. I'm gonna go out there and shock everybody. I want there to be blood. I want to lick it off my gloves.
Oh my God!
I love being the underdog. This is all or nothing right here for me. There's no giving up. It's on.
When that cage door closes, he is fighting against the best lightweight in the world.
Now giving up his back!
I will hold that belt up high in the middle of Madison Square Garden.
Chandler's looking to finish. Oh my God! And he's got the rear naked.
That's the calling on my life, and if a couple people got to get hurt on the way there, so be it.
Let's bring him out for the Bellator lightweight world title. Brent Primus versus Michael Chandler. First to scale, the challenger out of Eugene, Oregon. Please welcome Brent Primus. Undefeated at 7-0, 1 win by knockout, 4 by submission. $154.2 for Brent Primus. Brent, when you talk about growing up, you talk about the hardship, the difficulty, everything you went through. Jiu-Jitsu and fighting, you said, got you through those times. What happens to the one guy in your way between you and the dream you've had for so long tomorrow night?
Yeah, I've been, I'm a big underdog for this fight, and I've been loving it. It's one of the first times in my fighting career that I have been the underdog, so it's great, man. I'm here to shock the world and show everybody I belong here.
And his opponent out of High Ridge, Missouri, the Bellator lightweight world champion, Michael Chandler. Record of 16-3, 7 wins by knockout, 6 by submission. $153.8 for Michael Chandler. Michael, you've said a lot. He's a young man with a dream. I was a young man with a dream when I fought Eddie Alvarez. How do you spoil his dream tomorrow night?
I'm just excited to go out there and put on my best performance, man. This is the biggest lights that some of us are ever going to fight under, man. This is exciting. Madison Square Garden, going to put on a phenomenal show for you guys, and I'm going to go out there and put another stamp on this fight and show everybody why I'm the best lightweight in the world.
It's going to be a great one for the Bellator Lightweight World Championship. Brent Primus versus the champ, Michael Chandler.
Okay, good.
The greatest heavyweight of all time, Fedor Emelianenko, returns to the U.S. to face one of Bellator's biggest stars, the meathead, Matt Mitrione.
Well, as most of you know by now, the main event tonight, Matt Mitrione and Fedor Emelianenko, will not happen.
What the hell happened in San Jose?
I had kidney stone, man, and I did everything I could to pass it, and I couldn't pass it. My body didn't cooperate, man. I just couldn't do it. And I felt like such a douche of a human being for that. I knew I did not lose a chance to fight Fedor. I knew it. He wouldn't fight anybody else. He knows better. If Fedor wants to be back to who Fedor was, I'm the guy he needs to beat.
Who is Fedor? Fedor is a Russian fighting god from the coldest parts of Russia.
You put the name Fedor, he's gonna fight. Everybody wants to watch.
That mystique captures you the first time you see him walk to the cage.
He's just a normal guy that can just beat the shit out of you, to be honest.
The last emperor.
Я решил вернуться, потому что желание биться, наверное, у меня в крови.
And that's why he's the greatest of all time.
And just the fact that he's gonna come back to Bellator and fight one or two more times in that cage, you know, that means he came back to prove something. And he's gonna come back and fight the big dogs. And he chose the big Great Dane in Matt Mitrione.
This is a fight for Fedor that he's got something to prove that I'm still there.
Я надеюсь. Для этого мы все, я и моя команда, мои друзья, мои бойцы, делаем все, чтобы порадовать зрителей.
It's a fight for Mitrione to look at and say, I'm the guy.
I can tell you on my end, there's nothing that will keep this fight from happening. Nothing. When I walk into MSG, it's a home crowd. I have the Giants background, I have my family. I'm Irish and Italian, which is what New York is made out of. And I'm gonna put hands on the GOAT? Forget about it. I'm gonna make him look slow. I'm gonna make him look awkward. He's gonna headbutt my fist and put himself to sleep. And I'm just gonna be there to watch.
When Fedor fights in the main event and it goes black and that Fedor music comes on and somebody's getting their ass whipped.
I'm coming for that knockout that nobody's ever gonna forget.
A spectacular finish.
Это нехорошо, потому что за каждое слово нам придется ответить. Если не перед людьми, то перед Богом.
Let's bring him out, the heavyweights, 265 pounds, Matt Mitrione versus Fedor Emelianenko. First to the scale, fighting out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Please welcome Matt Meathead Mitrione. Record of 11-5, 10 wins by knockout. 256.6 for Matt Mitrione. This is the kind of fight you live for. Madison Square Garden against the greatest heavyweight in mixed martial arts history. What would it mean to add that name to your list of wins tomorrow night?
You know, man, I'm sure it'll be cool along down the road, but I'm just hyped to get my hands on somebody. It's going to be a great time, brother.
And his opponent, out of Storyansk, Russia, please welcome the last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko. Record of 36-4, 11 wins by knockout, 17 by submission. $236.4 for the last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko. Fedor, you are far from home, but a lot of fans at Madison Square Garden are going to be cheering for you tomorrow night. What are you going to show them?
Федор, вы очень далеко от дома, но завтра очень много болельщиков здесь, далеко от дома, будут за вас болеть. Что вы им покажете завтра?
Я буду стараться победить.
I will try my best to win.
I love interviewing Fedor. Right over there. Let's give it up for the heavyweights. Matt Meathead Mitrione versus the last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko. And our main event, coming off a devastating loss in his Bellator debut, Chael Sonnen has a long-time score to settle with the axe murderer, Wanderlei Silva, in tomorrow night's main event.
They hate each other.
I do not like Wanderlei Silva. This is a guy that hides out in Brazil. He doesn't want to be around me because I publicly threatened him and said the next time I see him, I'll be fighting him, and I meant it, and God help me, we're going to fight.
He's a full of shit when he talk like that. Man, I don't like this. He don't respect nothing, he don't respect nobody. I want to see his blood in my knee.
If you look back at the history of these two guys, there's been some really insulting words.
You want to know how you could get as much tantalizing conversation from something as Wanderlei Silva? Just talk to my shoe. It's Gerbil, 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 Mr. Sonnen!
Suck my balls.
That is not what I said.
There's been some physical altercations.
So I go out to Brazil to film a season of The Ultimate Fighter.
And one day we be close and he touched me.
Listen, we don't follow very many codes. If a dude's wife is present, the gig is up.
I don't know if his wife is there. Is it his problem, you know?
He jumped me in front of my wife. You're gonna pay for that.
Once the door closes and someone locks that cage pin into the door, that's going to be the moment of truth.
I fought 49 men, but I trade every one of those memories, I trade every one of those experiences to get in there with Wanderlei Silva one time.
I know what everybody want to see. With the blood of my opponent. It's crazy because I love it.
He can roll his wrist and make all the faces he wants at somebody. He's dealing with a gangster.
He's going to try to take me down. In that moment, I'm going to catch him.
This is America. You take what you can get and you get whatever you can take. I've been down that way. I've been in the yard before, and I'm not talking about a front yard like you sitting over there holding your little paper clip. I'm talking about the time I had to put a spoon in a pencil sharpener to settle a debt over a pack of cigarettes out by the weight stack. I'm talking about that yard, Mr. Clipboard.
After this fight, man, his face is going to show when it is back.
When all is said and done, I will promise you this, it's going to be one more in the win column, one more for the highlight reel, and one more for the bad guy.
A spoon and a pencil sharpener to settle a debt over a pack of cigarettes out by the weight stack. I just thought of that. I'm a goddamn genius.
Oh, that's funny. Let's bring him out for the main event, the light heavyweights 205, the American gangster Chael Sonnen versus the axe murderer Wanderlei Silva. First to the scale, fighting out of West Lynn, Oregon. Please welcome the American gangster Chael Sonnen. Record of 28-15-1, 7 wins by knockout, 5 by submission. .205.8 for the American gangster Chael Sonnen. Chael, it could be in an alley, it could be behind your house, it could be anywhere, but it's at MSG. You finally get your hands on the axe murderer Wanderlei Silva. Tell the fans about it, man.
Wanderlei is the past, I am the future, and tomorrow I will give you a present. And I didn't come to this disgusting city to beat Wanderlei. I came here to beat him down.
You gotta face off, man. We got one more bit of business. And his opponent, fighting out of Curitiba, Brazil. Please welcome the axe murderer, Wanderlei Silva. A record of 35-12-1, 25 wins by knockout, 3 by submission. .205.8 for Wanderlei Silva. Right here, bro. Wanderlei, after tomorrow, no more interviews, no more cameras, no more talk. You finally get to put your hands on Chael Sonnen. What are you going to do for those screaming fans out there tomorrow night?
Watch tomorrow, because maybe no blind can be fast.
Let's give it up for him. Our main event, the American gangster Chael Sonnen versus the axe murderer Wanderlei Silva.
Jimmy Smith, thank you very much. Hey, to all those that joined us here at the theater live in Madison Square Garden today for the weigh-ins, we thank you. For those joining us on the official Bellator YouTube page, streaming the live weigh-ins, we thank you for joining us as well. We will see you tomorrow night. Doors open at 5:30. Action begins the prelim 6 p.m. Live and free on Bellator.com, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Live and free, Bellator 180 on Spike. And then 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 p.m. live in the West. Bellator NYC goes live on pay-per-view. We'll see you tonight right back here at the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. Good night, and we'll see you again tomorrow.